What's the deal? You already know who it is. Big Ghost. And we booming, and I'm back with another one. I know y'all been waiting on me. Man, I've been handling business, trying to get all my ducks all lined up. But I'm back though. What's been going on? Talk to me. Yeah, man. So it's Saturday. What's the date today? Saturday, April 4th. We passed April Fools. Somebody April fooled me. The homegirl April fooled me. But it's Easter. Easter Sunday is tomorrow. So I feel like it's a special week, man. I had to bring you this content, man. I just been thinking about my life, my past, and just moving forward with my future. As you know, things I used to do in the past, I just don't do no more. So moving forward, we just trying to make all this make sense. Sometimes I be thinking like, damn, everything, the buffoonery that I participated in, I'll be thinking like, damn, was it all for nothing? But one thing you got to know is everything happens in your life for a reason. You just got to keep moving forward, keep your head up, chest out, and tackle all the obstacles that come your way, man, until you prevail. That's the name of the game. So, how your day going? How you feeling? Hopefully you getting through what you getting through. You making it do for you. 'Cause that's what life is all about. Now this is my channel, the talk shows we grew up on, but I got a special one for you. I've been trying to bring I've been trying to bring this content to you for for a couple weeks now. And this is with 50 Cent. Now I did a few of them. The first one I did, it was with uh it was a talk show host, the Colbert. I can't think of his name, but it's through ABC. So I did the whole. You know how I do it. I do the one take Jake straight through, and I just drop the content. As soon as I dropped the content, they banned it. So the first time I was thinking like, damn, what? I was like, maybe it was something that I said. I said, so what? Let me do it one more time. Boom, I do it a whole again. On the 50 Cent. 50 Cent, the talk show was on the. Yeah, I'm trying to think of this dude's name. Let me Colbert. Hold on. Let me make sure I let you know exactly what I'm talking about. Bear with me one moment. Let me get this information. Colbert, 50 Cent. That dude's name is Stephen Colbert. Got that little glare coming through the shades. Yeah, but it was a Stephen Colbert. 50 Cent was on the show. Man, it was an exclusive. So I did the Jimmy Kimmel. As you seen, it was my last actual post with with Newsom, Governor Newsom. So it wasn't no flags with that one. So I'm gonna bring you another one with Jimmy Kimmel because it seemed like I don't have no problem bringing this content because I guess it's a lot of content that they won't allow you to use. But I want to bring you this content with 50 Cent. Again, this is from the 50 Cent went from the streets to the suites. So let's get into this. You already know the deal though. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and put your input. Everything, all the participation. I got some new followers too. I see that I got 11 followers now. So my channel was obviously growing. So I'm gonna keep it booming. I know y'all been waiting on me, but I'm here now. So let's see what the deal is.
He is a rapper, actor, entrepreneur, newly minted boxing announcer, and TV producer too. His new show is called BMF. It premieres September 26th on Starz. Please welcome Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. To see you. You look very handsome.
Yeah,
you look snazzy.
See you too, man. I was backstage just thinking, like, I just realized how rich you are, Jimmy.
How rich I am.
Yeah, this show's been on. I was on the first week I was on your show.
Now, when I did the last cut that I tried to drop, man, and I felt like it was a good one too. I was excited about dropping that content. So when they banned it, it hurt my heart. And I did it a second time and they banned it. But when he was on the Stephen Colbert show, 50 Cent was actually promoting a book at the time that he had came out. So, 50 he got a lot of endeavors that he's involved in, but like he just recently said with the Power show, 50 went from doing the rap, the music, to transitioning over being the actual like producer, getting into the the films, and it's been working out well for him. I think right now 50 worth close to a Billy right now. Like he worth about a half a Billy right now. But one of the books that was major for 50 was the 50 Laws of Power. Now, the original book was the 48 Laws of Power, which was by Robert Greene. Incredible book. When I got my hands on that book, I read that book about 4 times, front to back. In the space that I was in at the time, I had a lot of time to think. And that was one of the books that I stayed reading, and I studied that book. So a lot of that game is embedded in me. But that was a smart move by 50 to link up with Robert Greene and come out with the 50 Laws of Power. I haven't read that book. I need to get my hands on that book. I've been thinking too, I need to start getting back into my reading, to help me out with my vocabulary and just putting sentences together a little bit better. I've been noticing too, I'll be saying a lot. So bear with me. I'm trying to better my presentation and delivery. But 50 for sure is he got his hands in a lot of endeavors.
That's right.
When it came on,
yeah,
19 seasons.
19 seasons. That's right. Well, what my motto is to get rich or die trying.
That was what I was here for.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The first show, the music was I came. Yeah, you loaded. You should feed me sometime.
I would love to feed you. Yeah. What do you eat? What kinds of stuff do you like?
I mean, how come you could
Get Rich or Die Trying? Now that's the album that made 50. I remember the time when Get Rich or Die Trying came out. I remember the atmosphere. I remember, what I was, that was a time when I was actually involved in the streets. And I remember when that album came out, it was a heavily influence on the culture. But that album I remember playing that from front to back solid album. But that's what put 50 on. Now, who co-signed 50 was Eminem. Eminem is the one that really co-signed 50. That's why forever 50 always shout out Eminem. You know, if Eminem ever need 50 for anything, he know he got the big bully that's gonna come through for him because realistically, 50 is always gonna, forever be having, you know what I'm saying? He always gonna have to pay homage to Eminem because Eminem is the one that really made it happen for 50 to come out the way that he did. But like I said, 50 went from the streets to the suites. Because when 50 was, he was with G Unit. And at the time, too, he had Spider Low from the West Coast. He put the game on, and the game, he took upon himself to go against G Unit at the time, just to solidify his fame in the game. And it worked for him. But again, it was all 50 was the one that really that sparked the game's career too as well. But again, he went from the streets to look where he's at now. He on the Jimmy Kimmel show in a suit, you know, suited and booty. And now what he doing now, he's behind the scenes now producing these movies. Like I said, he got the BMF too as well as another one that he did with Lil Meech. He put Lil Meech in acting school. He really put Lil Meech on. But then when Big Meech got out, at the end of the day, Big Meech, a real street nigga. He considered when he was in jail. I just watched a recent interview too. I think it was Big Meech's first interview he had, and he was saying when he was in jail, he didn't label himself through the police that he was affiliated, but when he was in there, he was affiliated with the Crips, and he fell suit as far as the structure that they had, in the feds. So at the end of the day, Big Meech doing the time that he did, he getting out. Big Meech feeling like at the end of the day, I'm Big Meech. So, he got out and was doing what he wanted to do. But the thing that he did that 50 didn't like is when he took that picture with Rick Ross. And that's when everything, it seemed like it hit the fan because it was a time where Lil Meech was acting desperate. And then, he was feeling like the little fame that he had, it was about to be taken away. So he was sending texts to 50 saying, man, that's my dad. Man, you know how we get down 50. 50, like, he like, man, I'm trying to be on the next season. 50 texted him the famous text. What season, little nigga? So that's how they fell out. But, Big Meech still doing his thing, man. Big Meech a real solid street nigga. And he definitely got major connections from all over, from just the lifestyle that he was living in the past and all the people that he helped. So 50, 50 was in the streets too. He got shot supposedly 9 times, but if you ask any other people that's from New York, they'll say it was all a lie, but he definitely got shot. Somebody tried to turn 50 Cent TV off, but 50 was like a low-level hustler in the streets. He just made his way with the music and then blew up. And then, that's when the lifestyle becomes glorified. And it seems as if, he was just, a major street dude. But realistically, he was, he was a he was like a low-level street foot soldier. But 50 was a bully, though. You know what I mean? So, but again, that's why Big Meech, when he got out, nobody did it like Big Meech. Big Meech did it on another level, like really in the streets, though. So, you can understand why Big Meech's ego is the way it is. And they both had their little bats. 50 and Big Meech was going back and forth, calling each other rats and all this, that, and the third. And again, but like I said, I got major respect for 50 because 50 went from the streets to the suites for sure. So I definitely had to drop this segment about 50. Now, right now, you got all kind of cats that's coming out the woodworks that's trying to go against 50 to boost their rap career, like T.I. Who else? You got what's that one dude named Papoose? Now Papoose, he been rapping for a long time, but he never really had his blow. Papoose, he was doing his thing. He married Remy Ma. Remy Ma had her little. Remy Ma was messing with Fat Joe and them, but Remy Ma was on for a minute, but Papoose never really had that 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 breakthrough. But right now, if you go check, he got a video. He talking about 50, saying 50, pretty much is an informant. 50 never got shot 9 times. It was like more like 5 times. He was like 50 Cent got his name from a real street dude that was from, I want to say, Brooklyn or Bronx. Like, he wasn't a real 50. Like, he got his rap moniker off another real street dude. You got to go check that out too. But at the end of the day, it's like when 50 was out in his prime, what was y'all all at? When 50 was when Get Rich or Die Trying came out. Because even I remember a time when T.I. was performing back around that time when 50 was in his prime, and he was on stage with Jay-Z. And he called out Jay-Z, was like, he pretty much said Jay-Z was the king of New York. 50 didn't like that. 50 was like, oh yeah, he the king of New York. 50 came and hopped on the stage and was parading around the whole stage, around T.I., around Jay-Z, because 50 Cent was a real live bully though. And nobody said nothing to him. Nobody came up there, tried to grab him. So I mean, 50 at the time when he had the floor, it was nobody that was really coming against him. Jay-Z had to his little shots, but it was always like little slide stuff. I remember when Jay-Z had a line where he said, "I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent?" It was like little disses like that, but it was never like no head-on collisions. The people that tried to go head-on collisions with 50, they all careers was wrecked. Like Ja Rule, I think Fat Joe was trying to beef with him. Even Murder Inc., whole Murder Inc. Empire was broken down, trying to go against 50. So, and these are facts. So 50 definitely got some weight.
Steak is fine.
I can handle a steak. I really know how to grill a steak.
Invite me over and feed me. Since you give me like $5 to do this. You're rich, man.
Yeah, well, listen, you know what? I would be glad to grill you a steak and whatever, even potato I'll throw in there.
I get a whole potato.
Do you eat potatoes or no carbs? Yeah? Okay, good.
That's for them other guys is eating air.
Okay, all right. Last time you were here was when you got your Hollywood star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Did you go see it?
Yeah, I did. I go by the little area to see it.
Do people ever see you going by to see it?
No, I just in the truck. I'm in the back where the tent is at.
Uh-huh.
I'm like looking, I'm looking. But mine happens to be right by a burger joint.
Okay, yeah.
Like the burger and the W is over there, but no, I just go and look at the.
Yeah, you don't get the request where it goes. It just kind of.
50 Cent got the store in Hollywood on the Hollywood Walk. You gotta do something in the Hollywood world to receive one of those stars. Now, that's why that goes back to when I was saying Papoose was saying that, he was talking, you got to go listen to to the little the song he got. He dropped a little video. I think it did like over 1 million views. I'm not sure how high it is right now. But he was making some some little statements about 50. But at the end of the day, they not just giving anybody Hollywood stars though. And just even 50 being worth a half a billy right now, they just not giving no money away like that. So you got to be like really strategic with how you coming up with. I mean, even just to be getting in those type of doors to be seeing that type of money, you know, it's always some type of sacrifices that you got to be making. Recently Brandy just got her star on the Hollywood Walk. Now you got to think Brandy been in the game way longer than 50. I want to say, like, I think cause she was even singing back when, even when she was doing the little show she had. Brandy go way back though, but just for her just now to receive a star, that just kind of like solidified yo, everything that you have been doing in the Hollywood world though. But again, they just ain't giving no money away like that. It comes with a price though. That's a fact. Now I don't want to say 50 because and where I'm going to is we all know that Puff Daddy recently been sentenced off of his little Frico that he had, the one man Rico, where he was sentenced like to 7 years, for all the little freaky stuff that he was doing with Cassie. But when you really hear about all the stories about Cassie, all the the male little escorts that be doing all the interviews and saying what they know about her, like she was full all in it too. Like she was enjoying everything that she was doing with Diddy. But it kind of give you an insight on that world. And Diddy was at one point, he was like a gatekeeper. You know, because even Nipsey Hussle went through Diddy. You know what I mean? So I mean, just to see when Nipsey was on, and Nipsey in the studio with Diddy, and it all the circle was so small. He run into uh damn, what's his girl name? I can't. It's slipping my mind right now. Uh, Hold on, man. I don't know why I can't think of her name right now. London Lauren, Laura London. Yeah, Laura London. That was actually one of Cassie's like best friends. So Laura London was already in that world. You know, she was. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Diddy probably already got a piece of that. So and it's all crazy because Nipsey was, he definitely had a street mentality, and he was, obviously he was banging 60s because that was what he always rapped about in his raps. But he ended up losing his life. But he rapped about it all the time, saying, this is what something that he had died for. That's why I said, man, the words are powerful, man. You can speak something to it in existence. But again, Diddy had his hand in those situations though. So it goes even back to Rick Ross, who 50 Cent and Rick Ross have definitely been beefing for a long time. Rick Ross, he had got the grandfather deal. Now when they give you a grandfather deal, they basically that's like $100 million. They putting you on the platform to basically like where he the biggest boss. But it's like, damn, what did you do to get that money though? Because Rick Ross was never really no street dude like that, because they found out about Rick Ross. He used to work for the correction. He was a correctional officer. And I remember the time when He was like kind of on his high horse. Somebody came out left field and brought pictures of him, and he denied it immediately. Looking at the pictures, knowing it's him, knowing that he worked in the correctional officer, the first thing he said, "No, that ain't me. It's Photoshop." So then, boom, it come out that he was lying. So he had to come out and say, "Oh yeah, it was just a time in my life." So I mean, right off the back, that just let him know that he was faulty. He was a fraud. But he's still the biggest boss. He's still thriving to this day. He's still on top. But it'd be like, what did you do to get that money? What did you do to get that $100 million that deal? So Rick Ross brought in Meek Mill. Meek Mill came up, boom. He was doing his thing, but then it was a point where Meek Mill had got put in a position to where he could have his own record label. And he didn't get he didn't get the grandfather deal, but he definitely got put in the position of power though. And it just all goes back to showing Meek Mill in the club with his hands around Diddy, smiling. They wearing the same outfit, and then go back to when Meek Mill was in the pool and Diddy was filming him on his phone. Like, yeah, he was like, "I'm proud of you, Daddy. You doing your thing." Meek Mill like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to live this life." "Oh, you just trying to live this life, huh?" He all weighed in the pool looking like he done got his back. The way it's looking in the video, looking like he got his back blown out. He just sitting there kind of like he exhausted in the pool. He said, "I'm just trying to enjoy this life." And it's been a lot of other videos of Meek Mill doing like faulty things that street niggas just don't do. Again, one, he was hopping like a bunny because he lost a bet to some billionaire white boy. So it's just like little situations. It's like what somebody would do for money though. You know what I mean? But Diddy for sure, Diddy was definitely like he was one of the gatekeepers. Now 50 Cent for sure, like it was times where 50 Cent would clown Diddy. He'd be like, "Yeah, Diddy called me and said he want to take me shopping." He like, "Man, what?" He said, "What niggas want to take another nigga shopping?" But it just goes back to seeing Meek Mill in the club with Diddy wearing the same outfit. Like, where they do that at? Is that a New York thing? Let me know. Cause that's what dudes do in New York. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you just my boy right here. We about to go in the club, man. We got the same outfit on. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do it up. You know what I'm saying? Or is that just a Diddy thing? But again though, Diddy had major power though. Like for sure, I know one thing. Diddy had some power because I remember on the Drink Champs when it was Fabulous and Jadakiss on there. And Noriega, he was the host or whatever. So they was on there talking about, they come up, boom. Diddy just walk out. Diddy looked like he been on the coke bench for like 3 days partying. He just looses the goose. He come on some shorts on. He like putting his leg up on the chair. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? As if like he just being like, over the top. But I have never seen a man that come out and be talking to two grown gangsters the way Diddy do and just have them kind of like just stuck and kind of fumbling over words. Like Diddy came out and was asking Fab like, "Hey Fab, man, when we gonna party?" Fab like, "Man, you came to my party. What you mean, Diddy?" He was like, "Yeah, but we ain't party. Fab just looking over there like he don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm looking like, what's going on? Fab, I mean, Diddy telling Noriega, he like, "Yeah, Daddy, I like it when you scraping and scrambling for shit." Like, what you talking about, scraping and scrambling? Y'all gotta go check that out, man. The Drink Champs, though, man. But tell me I'm lying. Diddy be having grown gangsters walking on eggshells Why is that? You know, so and then that just that just goes with the audio of Meek Mill getting his back blown out. You know, one of the security guards said that he went by the door and was recording it, and it's like, man, is it true or is it not true though? But man, when I see that video of Meek in the pool, how he looking like he was wore out, and Diddy just coming up recording, talking about, yeah, he was like, I'm proud of you, Daddy. Man, you can't make this up. So you know what I'm saying? If it look like a duck, it act like a duck, it quack like a duck, it's a duck.
They go wherever
they can find a
wherever
spot
they
for
put it. You you were in Florida last weekend doing this fight. Evander Holyfield, how old is Evander now?
58.
58. Vander versus Belfort, and I think their combined age was well over 100 years old. Yeah. And you did like color commentary for the fight.
I did. It was fun too.
Was it?
Yeah, I had a good time. You know, the fight was pretty quick.
Yeah, the fight was quick. You bet on a fight that you're doing the broadcast?
I started to.
You started to.
Like I called a friend of mine and I was like, yeah, tell him to bet $10,000 on the fight. And I was like, then I heard, because Sean was sitting next to me, Sean Porter, and he was like, yeah, I was talking to Vander. He was like, you know, talking about surviving. I said, surviving? I got my phone right away. I was like, yo, get my money off of that. He got the digital thing where you can bet to his.
Did you switch the bet?
Yeah, I took the money back.
You took the money? Oh, you just canceled the bet?
Yeah, I'm not betting at all. I'm done.
Wow, that's smart. You know, Donald Trump was doing the fight on like an alternate channel.
Yeah. They had him up in the rafters.
Did you hear any of his work?
Nah, they had a separate feed going.
I see. How did that? Do you have any idea how much Donald Trump got paid? Who got paid more for that?
He got paid more. I think he got like $1.5 million.
He got $1.5 million? They told you?
Yeah, they gave me good money too. Don't think I came in there like, only people.
He said it himself. So 50, you know. He was endeavors with Trump. You know, Trump is the president of the United States right now, a known felon. Dropping bombs on Iran. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said 50, man. He definitely, I respect this dude though, because he rubbing shoulders with, he's indoors and rubbing shoulders with people that, you know, it's like wouldn't really allow someone like 50 when he first came in. When he first came in the game, you know, these are the type of dudes that definitely don't want to have him around. You know, so 50 came a long way, man. Definitely from the streets to the suites.
People don't pay me as you, Jimmy.
How old is your son, Sire?
He's 9 now.
He's 9 years old.
Yeah.
He lives here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it weird having a son named Sire? Because it's like, go to your room, Sire.
Yeah.
Now his son, Sire, that's from the baby mama. I can't think of her name. Let me ask Chat GPT, man, because you know I want to give you all the facts. That's what I'm here for. Hold on 1 minute. Hey Karen, what's 50 Cent's baby's mama name from his son Sire?
You're thinking of Shaniqua Tompkins. She's the mother of 50 Cent's son, Marquise. Their relationship has been pretty public over the years, especially with some legal disputes between them.
Nah, she ain't even hear me. Hold on. See, that's why I don't like Karen, because she be acting like she don't be hearing what I'm saying. What's 50 Cent's baby's mama name that has his son named Sire?
50 Cent's baby mama for his son, Sire, is Daphne Joy. She's a model and entrepreneur, and she and 50 Cent have a son together named Sire Jackson.
All right, so Daphne Joy. Now, trip this though. Daphne Joy was one of Diddy's little freaks. Like she was used to be going to the freak off. So this is another reason why 50 Cent has a he got this definitely they don't like each other is what I'm trying to say. 50 Cent do not like Diddy, but I think that's one of the reasons because Diddy was knocking down his baby mama. I think Diddy even had like a little special name for her, like called her like a little energizer battery or something like, you know what I mean? But who knows? I mean, you gotta look that up though. But from his first baby mama with his son with Marquise, he disowned his son. Like he don't deal with his son at all. So 50 Cent is definitely a type of dude that hold grudges, and he the one that's gonna troll you on the internet. 50 a cold dude though. Matter of fact, when old boy from Murder Inc. I can't think of his name, but he had passed away. Let me think. Matter of fact, let me see what that old boy name is. All these names is just wrecking my brain right now. Who was the owner of Murder Inc.?
Murder Inc., the infamous hip hop record label and production company, was founded by Irv Gotti, real name Irving Lorenzo.
That's who it was, Irv Gotti. So Irv Gotti had recently, I think he died like a couple years back. Diddy come out and troll his death. That's how cold Diddy is, though. Diddy cold hearted for sure, though. But for the what he talking about right now, his son Sire. I think this show is in L.A. if I'm not mistaken. But that's what we talking about. So he got a relationship with his son Sire, but his first son Marquise, who looked like him, he disowned him.
I named him. That's how you greet the king, right? Sire.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully it's a king
right?
type situation. Otherwise, it could be embarrassing. But so on 50 Cent's son's birthday, which I know was just like, last week or something,
I took
right?
him last week. Yeah.
What do you do? Do you rent a bounce house? Is it a regular thing or what?
I took him to, because I was tied up on the day. I took him to like the Sugar Factory.
Is that a strip club?
It's something like that. It's almost like that for kids. But it's it got all of the candy, all of the colors.
Oh, it's a candy store. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
They got food.
Even that's confusing, the candy store thing. Yeah. I'm taking you to the candy store, son. Awesome. No, it's just Twizzlers. So it was good. Did he ask for anything in particular? Did he want something that...
They're a little different, Jeremy. Like the kids, they didn't grow up like we grew up now. Like they want V-Bucks.
I know what you mean. That's exactly what my daughter, she's 7.
On the video games playing.
She wanted Robux for
Fortnite,
Roblox.
and,
yeah. And it's crazy because like my mother got her Robux and it was like $100 and she spent it all on nothing, on the air. There's like imaginary things that she bought and then they're just gone.
For him, it's the skins for the Fortnite thing.
Fortnite he likes,
yeah. All of them. Like I'm like, what you need all of them for? So I can't keep up with them. They can play these games. Look, I was good when video games had a joystick and one button. This thing now got like 8 buttons at the same time, and it's going.
And they're shooting each other. Meanwhile, you were really shooting.
Man, is it just me? Or I know a lot of cats like to play video games, but I just fell out of interest with playing video games. Like I just don't like. I just don't like playing games at all, really. But I remember it was a time I used to play video games. We used to play Madden and all that, but it's like I really don't have an interest in playing video games no more. I be saying I need to get a little a PS5, but I be feeling like I'm gonna spend like $600-700 for a machine that I'm barely gonna use. Put a game on, play a couple games, and I ain't gonna play it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't, video games on, that shit, they don't do it for me. I like getting money, be entertained by women.
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
people at that age, right? I mean,
we was playing a little different.
yeah,
But
there was no V-Bucks or. Yeah. Well, so he had a good birthday then?
yeah, he had a good time. Like he whoops me so bad on these games that I make up stuff.
Does he?
Yeah, I go take him outside after a little while because we sitting there in the game. I'm like, no, we're gonna race from pole to pole. You get a head start, go. And then I run full speed as fast as I can.
Hey, sometimes you have to. You got to remind them who's in charge.
And I'm like, man, I gave you a serious head start, man. How you let me whoop you like that? Hope I ain't ruining the self-esteem.
50 crazy. He letting you know his personality. 50 don't like losing. That's basically what he's saying. It be irritating him when his son be whooping him on the video games. He be looking like, man, hold on. I gotta fix this. But this is definitely 50 personality for sure. 50 the type of dude to hold a cold grudge. He gonna find a way to get back.
Even not like that, man.
Mega producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson is with us, and we'll be right back to talk about his new show, BMF. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, who is, we were just talking during the break. I remember when you came on the show to promote Power on Stars, and Stars was like, what is Stars exactly?
I didn't even know what it was.
I'll be honest, I kind of felt bad for you. I'm like, oh, this poor guy's on Stars.
Stars. Yeah,
and now you've become a mogul in television. I mean, you have how many shows now?
21.
21 shows.
Jimmy know what's up. He like, man, you on Stars, but 50 the one that got Stars back popping though with them shows though. You know what I mean? Again with the Power was major when it came out. So the series, all the series that it went through, definitely made some good money for 50. And then that BMF series was another one. But then he had to fall out with Lil Meech, behind Big Meech getting out, taking that picture with Rick Ross. But you got to understand, again, with Big Meech probably felt some type of way because, 50 Cent, he felt like, 50 made his name really big off that rap. But Big Meech felt like, he really was him in the streets. He was really that dude that was doing things that the average average street hustler couldn't do. Go check out that interview. I think the name of that podcast is This Ain't a Real Podcast. But it's with I think it's with that dude Vizo. He a little rapper. I think he from Detroit. Yeah, but go check that out, man. It was Big Meech's first real interview, and he speaking. He pretty much letting people know what was really going on with him. But I mean, it is what it is as far as the comparison of Big Meech and 50 Cent as far as, a street rep, street rep. Big Meech got way more street rep than 50. That's a fact. Because Big Meech was connecting street hustlers from all over, from Atlanta to New York, Detroit, all over. He said he helped a lot of people. So Big Meech is gonna be forever loved for sure.
He made that up. He doesn't have 21 shows.
Oh, it really is. It really is for you.
But it's nice that people believe it. That shows you things are going well. Yeah. So BMF, what does that stand for?
That one's Black Mafia Family.
Black Mafia family.
Yeah.
I thought it was Bad Mother.
I'm promoting diversity.
I see.
He said, look,
In the Italians.
see, there's a word that we use that represents intelligence when we talk criminal activity. It's organized.
Okay.
Right? So when I say organized crime, you only think of Italian Americans. You don't think of Russians. You don't think of triads. You don't think of any other ethnicity, because that's just the way old Hollywood represented.
Right.
And then now we promote diversity. We're bringing the things in from different cultures, and
You're showing there can be murderers and thugs from
Every culture.
various different walks of life.
from every culture.
And as an Italian American, I appreciate you spreading it around.
Yeah,
you got Eminem has a role in this. How did that happen?
I persuaded him to come.
You did.
But
What'd you?
So BMF was the Black Mafia family, also known as blowing money fast. But they was doing all that. But Big Meech, it's crazy because Big Meech was he was really a smart dude. Because when they brought the RICO on Big Meech, they really didn't have nothing on them. They never seen Big Meech touch no money. They never seen Big Meech touch no dope. They didn't have nothing. They didn't have Big Meech on no phone calls talking about no type of. It was just one phone call that he made to his brother, or his brother that made to him. That was that one call. I don't know exactly what was said, but that's what they had to get the conspiracy that he was doing something. You know what I mean? But that's what got Big Meech 30 years in the feds though. But realistically, they didn't have no evidence of him selling any dope, touching any dope, any money, anything. All they knew was Big Meech was blowing money fast. And everybody always say that the reason the feds really was on him when he started putting them billboards all over Atlanta. For BMF, and he really was doing that, so but at the end of the day, you already know what it is. When you're getting money like that, a lot of people is mad, especially, the feds and, the police intel and all that, especially when they can't pinpoint where you getting this money from, but you having so much money to where you just doing what you want to do on another level. Man, for sure, that's all they trying to do is figure out how is we gonna tear this dude down, and and they figured out how to do it. But realistically, they didn't have nothing on Big Meech. Big Meech was one of the best to do it.
What'd you say? Because he does almost nothing.
I actually directed the episode that he's in.
Wow.
I called him. I put pressure on him, Jimmy.
Because he did 8 Mile and it was a huge hit and he was great in it, and he's like, okay, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, I was like, I think he had a terrible experience on the 8 Mile project.
Oh.
Yeah, something, because he just didn't want to go back again, like ever again. Because it was like, there was periods that Hollywood would offer me things to get him.
Oh, really?
Like his agent would go, yeah, this is good, give it to 50, and then he'll let 50 take it.
Oh, well, really?
To him, so it was like projects, they offered him $8 million to do it. He'll look at it and go, did you read it? And go, yeah, I read it. I just think we should do like Warriors.
Oh.
Like the old movie Warriors?
Yeah.
We should do
70s.
We should do something like Warriors.
He's right, by the way. You should do something like that.
I'm like, but did you just miss the $8 million? I'm looking like it doesn't move him at all. He's like, let's just go record records.
You see, he talking about Eminem, and again, Eminem was the one that pretty much made, he made 50 Cent blow up in his rap career. So you see what he's saying? He was trying to. Eminem did the 8 Mile. He did it one time, but I guess he never wanted to do it again. But he was getting offers through different, whatever producers or whatever the case may be, productions, and they was trying to offer Eminem $8 million. I mean, Eminem wasn't even concerned about making $8 million. So that just lets you know how much money these dudes is making. Eminem is another rapper that's made. So you can understand 50 Cent being in that hierarchy. He definitely gonna, he in the money.
Man, let's just go make records.
And Snoop Dogg is on the show?
Snoop came in like I was. He did his thing, man.
Were you there when he was on the set?
Snoop Dogg again. Snoop Dogg paid his dues. Snoop doing the Olympics, getting paid. I want to say, was it $1 million a day he was getting paid for being on the Olympics, or like $500,000 a day? Something stupid. With 50, he got all kind of merch. He got wine. He got weed. He got everything. Like I said, it's all about being in that hierarchy.
Yeah. I actually directed.
You directed that one
his
too?
episode, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
And how'd that go? How is it directing?
it was great. You know, you can't get him to stop smoking weed.
Yes,
I went to the trailer. I was like, yo, just could you chill? Just chill. He was like, get out of here, man. Nah, he's going, no, it's legal, 50. It's legal. Why you tell me to stop it? It's legal. Like I got my his lines, everything was ready, Jim. He was really conflicted with me asking him not to smoke weed.
Well, I'm sure he was puzzled by that. I mean,
like,
Big SNOOP. Snoop known to smoke weed. Like that's what he do. I remember seeing a segment of Snoop. I think he came on. I forgot. Is it the Jimmy Kimmel show he came on? No, but he came on with damn, what's that dude's name? Man, that singer. Damn, I can't even think of his name right now. But anyway, basically Snoop was saying that he was gonna stop smoking weed, knowing damn well he wasn't gonna stop smoking weed. But I say that to say this though, because I've been on my journey where I stopped smoking. I had a little bump in the road this past weekend, because I actually went to a funeral, my uncle's funeral actually, rest in peace to him. But I ran to my cousin. So she like, what you doing, cousin? Ooh, I'm like, she about to put something together. I said, you know what, fuck it, put it in the air. So I end up blowing. But again, that was just that one time. Then, she even threw me a little bit of weed on the side. I said, damn, you a bad influence on my life, Craig. But after I smoked that little weed for the weekend, I said, okay, I had a little relaxation. But I said, I'll make sure I can't be falling back in those weed shots. I gotta stay on my journey though. Cause again, man, weed for sure, man, it lower your testosterone. You be, like, what I'm saying, if you ain't got, if you got your program and you moving and grooving, while some people can do it, you smoke, but if weed be making me lazy though. You hit some weed in the morning, you have something to do that day, it's most likely it's not gonna get done. So, it's all on the person though. Everybody different. Some people can smoke weed and still be productive, but definitely weed make you lazy. That's a fact.
why you want to mess up my day?
I heard that you got, and I know it's supposed to be a surprise, but I heard you got Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's testicles to be on this show.
No, listen.
Is that true?
Listen.
Yeah.
You didn't look at the details of that situation.
I didn't?
No, Jimmy, because the details said he was about to get married.
Oh, yeah, right?
I think this testicles, it could be from the bachelor party. Right?
I think that would be...
Nobody said that. Like, why nobody thought about the bachelor party?
100% bachelor
now,
party.
If you had a really good bachelor party, and then this stuff starts swelling, it was Pfizer. It was definitely was Pfizer.
Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, BMF. September 26th on Stars. Thank you. We'll be right back with Brett Goldstein. Hi, I'm Jimmy.
Yes, sir. Man, so I had to bring you that content. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, man, from the streets to the suites. So pay homage, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like I said, man, I respect 50. 50 came a long way. When he was rapping on stage with the bulletproof vest on, doing his infamous move. Doing his infamous move on stage with Tony Yayo, Young Buck, you know what I mean? And it was a numerous other cats, but you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I had to bring you that content, man. So, yes, sir. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I had to bring you another one. You know, hopefully they don't ban this one. I think I'm good on this one though. I think the Jimmy Kimmel. I'm gonna do a little bit more on the Jimmy Kimmel shows. I'm still doing on the shows we grew up on, but I had to bring you this exclusive content of 50 Cent. You already know who it is. It's Big Ghost and we booming. Talk nice to me, mommy.